General Hospital today will reveal. The world of General Hospital has always thrived on secrets, shadows, and thin volatile line between memory and madness. But in the week of February 3rd, 2026, that line blurred more than ever when viewers caught a chilling glimpse of what happened to be Cesar Faison stepping into Anna Devein's pitch-black cell. The figure emerged not with the bombastic violence of the past, but with the silent, looming presence of psychological devastation. Though long presumed dead, Faison's ghost continued to haunt Port Charles, and more personally, the fractured psyche of the woman who had once faced him in both love and war. For Anna, this moment was not just a jump scare. It was a catastrophic return of everything she spent years trying to suppress. The fear in her eyes, the stillness in her body, and the darkness that engulfed her cell mirrored the emotional prison she has never truly escaped. But is Faison truly alive, defying death once again to torment her and reunite with the children he shaped in his image? Or is this another layer of psychological warfare deployed by the sinister minds of WSB director Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell, whose recent experiments with mental manipulation have reached ethically catastrophic proportions? The implications of Faison's return stretch far beyond Anna's hallucinations or psychotic breaks. It's not just a question whether he's alive, it's a matter of legacy, one soaked in violence, betrayal, and distorted parenthood. For decades, Faison's specter looms over the lives of Britt Westbourne, Nathan West, and Peter August, each a fragmented product of his corruption. Britt's shocking resurrection from the dead has already rattled the foundation of Port Charles, her return stirring long-buried hopes in Jason Morgan, whose own journey has been defined by loss and stoicism. Britt's reemergence offered a rare opportunity for redemption, a second chance not just for her, but for Jason, two scarred souls who never got to finish what they started. Nathan's return, just as unexpected, has been met with a wave of emotional gratitude. His presence serves as a healing balm for the community, a symbol of resilience and the possibility that even in the darkest of timelines, the people of Port Charles can claw back something pure. But Peter's potential return is another matter entirely. While some fans dismiss Anna's glimpses of him in the WSB cell as mere trauma-induced hallucinations, others fears it signals something far worse, a reality where Peter never truly died. If Peter is indeed back, the fallout could be nuclear. His past crimes remain unresolved, and his manipulative presence could push Anna over the edge once and for all. His calculated cruelty, especially if wielded under the guise of Faison's legacy, threatens to unravel every fragile tether Anna has left to her sanity. The juxtaposition of Britt's redemptive arc, Nathan's beloved return, and the looming danger of Peter's resurrection crafts a terrifying triangle that mirrors Faison's fractured lineage. Each child represents a different facet of his legacy: love, hope, and horror. As viewers attempt to process this intricate resurrection narrative, a larger question emerges. What does resurrection really mean in the world of General Hospital? Is it a metaphor for confronting the past, or a literal undoing of death's finality? Faison's possible return is not a merely storyline twist. It is a confrontation with the very DNA of Port Charles' history. His presence reactivates every buried trauma, every lie that characters have tried to outlive. For Anna, whose life has been defined by espionage, betrayals, and impossible choices, the return of Faison could be the final blow in a lifetime of war. But what if it's not him? What if this is the culmination of the WSB's new era of digital warfare, an experiment that breaks down identity, implants fear, and weaponizes grief? Cullum and Sidwell have already shown a frightening willingness to push boundaries, and Anna may simply be the first high-profile casualty in a wider plan. Still, General Hospital has always known how to harness the ghost of its past to shape the tension of its future. Whether Faison is truly alive, replicated, or digitally manifested, his specter casts a long shadow across every corner of the canvas. And for the characters bound to him by blood, betrayal, or memory, that shadow is only getting darker. Each return, Britt, Nathan, and possibly Peter, draws the audience closer to a central reckoning. These aren't just familiar faces. They are echoes of past sins, flickers of unresolved trauma, and harbingers of a storm still gathering on the horizon. If Faison is back, he's not just coming for Anna, he's coming for everyone touched by his chaos. And if he's not back, then something even more dangerous is at play, the possibility that the mind once broken. We can be manipulated to see anything, even a dead man walking. The rumors swirling around General Hospital have taken a deeply unsettling turn. suggesting that the woman imprisoned and suffering before our eyes may not be the real Anna Devane at all. As the days stretch into weeks and Anna's confinement grows more isolated and psychologically grueling, she seems to be unraveling not with the chaotic breakdown of someone oblivious to their decline, but with the quiet, haunting awareness of someone fully conscious that her mind is slipping away piece by piece. This is not simply a matter of trauma or fatigue. It's something far more calculated. The most chilling detail is her continued lucidity. She still recognizes herself. It still clings to her identity with raw, trembling fingers, even as she watches it being stripped from her. That desperate internal resistance, that primal instinct to survive mentally even when physically caged, makes her suffering all the more harrowing to watch. Anna has never been a stranger to psychological warfare. Her career in espionage and law enforcement was built on understanding the mechanics of manipulation, mind games, and control. And now it seems all those years of resisting others' agendas have turned inward. She knows what's happening, perhaps even before it fully takes hold, and yet she's powerless to stop it. That's what makes this storyline so tragically effective. She understands the steps of the campaign being used against her. She can anticipate the psychological traps being laid. And still, day after day, she walks directly into them. She's trapped not only in her surroundings but in her own awareness, a dual imprisonment that ensures maximum torment. Each hallucination, each distortion of time and place is another needle injecting doubt into her soul. And with every passing moment, the line between who she truly is and who someone wants her to become grows thinner. Central to this torment is the presence or perhaps the illusion of César Faison. His voice echoes through speakers, a haunting and deliberate reminder of her past. The words he uses are not random taunts or threats. They are curated deeply, specific, and intimate. He tells her to prepare for a new life, a different life, one that feels increasingly inevitable. The subtext is chilling. She is being reprogrammed. Not just broken down, but rebuilt. The suggestion that Faison is keeping a long-standing promise isn't merely symbolic, it might be literal. For years, Faison obsessed over Anna. He didn't want to destroy her. He wanted to possess her, to mold her into the perfect companion for his twisted world. Now, in a place where reality can be controlled, time can be warped, and memory can be rewritten, it's entirely plausible that he or whoever is behind this scheme is finally executing the plan he never lived to complete. What if the Anna we see now is being replaced mentally and emotionally, so that when she finally reemerges in the outside world, she is no longer herself? What if the goal is not her destruction, but her transformation? A woman stripped of defiance and rebuilt with longing, confusion, and obedience. The idea that she might begin to crave her captor, to seek comfort in the very voice that once haunted her nightmares, adds a terrifying depth to this already disturbing arc. It would not be the first time General Hospital has explored the themes of identity manipulation or psychological reconstruction, but rarely has it been done with a character as iconic and emotionally resilient as Anna. These whispers of an imposter Anna do not necessarily mean there is another physical double lurking in Port Charles, though that is always a possibility in this universe. Rather, the greater danger might be in the philosophical sense, Anna losing her core, her values, her soul. To everyone else she might look the same. She might even say the right things. But inside she could be a shell filled with echoes of Faison's desires and directives. And that perhaps is the true horror here. Because the only thing more tragic than losing Anna Devane is watching her slowly, painfully cease to exist while everyone still believes she's standing right in front of them. The ongoing intrigue in General Hospital has always relied on the interplay between legacy and consequence, where the sins of the past ripple into the future with devastating emotional impact. But when it comes to the specter of César Faison, a solitary return may not carry the same gravitational pull it once did. While the idea of Faison rising from the dead to haunt Anna Devane once more is compelling in its own right, the narrative potential lies not just in his presence but in the shadow he's cast across his lineage. A Faison revival in isolation would feel oddly hollow, a haunting echo rather than a dramatic reckoning. Because by the time he was last seen in 2018, Faison's story had already begun to pivot away from his own reign of terror and toward the ripple effect he left to the lives of his children. That moment in 2018 when Faison returned just long enough to kill Nathan West was a seismic shock to the Port Charles community. Though it was meant to be his final act of destruction, the unintended consequence was even more powerful. It cemented his role not as a central villain, but as a catalyst in a new generation of tragedy. Nathan's death became the emotional axis upon which Peter August's complicated redemption arc revolved, and it left Britt Westbourne adrift, forced to reckon with her father's legacy and her place in a family cursed by manipulation and madness. These characters, his children, became the lens through which the audience continued to view Faison, not simply as a monster but as a creator of damaged lives, struggling to break free from his grip. The story had already shifted, and any successful revival of Faison now must reflect that evolution. To bring Faison back without also reviving or involving Nathan and Britt would be narratively incomplete. The true dramatic weight of his return lies not in his torment of Anna, something viewers have seen play out before, but in how his presence would reawaken trauma, regret, and fury in the children who bear his name in history.